Hey everybody, what's up? This is the Rock and Talk Anti-Bullying Podcast. I'm your host for the next 15 minutes. My name is Chevy Daniels. I will be your guide, and this is just what's on my mind. I don't know if this is really a blog with sound or what this is. But whatever it is, we're going to bring it to light. We're going to try to remain positive, and above all, we're going to try to stop the issue that is bullying. Now, I've got to say, I've spent the last 2.5 years in a bubble. A bubble like you would not believe. I sat there literally thinking, this is only happening to me. I swear, this is only happening to me. But you know what? I think right now the first thing we can all do is take comfort in the fact that this is happening to everybody. It's not just you. You're not walking alone down this hallway. As much as you may want to believe, oh, who else cares? Why me? Well, why am I the only one going through this? You know what? You're not. You're not going through this, and you're not the only one going through this. And I'll tell you how. Okay? I had my bully for 2.5 years. During that time, I didn't think anyone had it as bad as me. This guy would manipulate my brain. This guy would verbally punish me, embarrass me in ways I didn't even think possible. He would make fun of me, degrade me in front of other people, and the worst thing, almost like being waterboarded, he had made me think I was wrong. So it was almost like by submission, just by submitting to what he wanted, I would say I was wrong, even though I wasn't. And then I started this wonderful group. Check it out if you'd like to. It's facebook.com/groups/silence is screaming. That is, silence is screaming. And that may have been the thing that has changed my life. Over 500 people have joined this group, and I have heard story after story of people that have just had it bad. Not just bad. Really bad. I remember one story I heard. This girl was prone to epileptic seizures. She also had cancer at the time, a form of cancer. She was still trying to go to school and live a normal life. You know, you think her classmates would get behind her and encourage her, for being so strong, being so willed, just keeping that positive attitude, and continue to go to school despite her disabilities, the emotional trauma she must be going through, going to doctors every other weekend. And, the toll at home, of a family worrying whether their daughter is okay and will be okay. There's nothing worse than thinking about, well, what happens if the cancer gets worse? Despite all this, this is how uncaring the next generation is. Despite all this, everything I just told you, these bullies decide to trap her against a wall and tried to trigger an epileptic seizure in her. And a couple times, these kids would succeed. These kids would succeed in actually making a medical problem that she had no control over, that would damage her both emotionally and physically. They would trigger that in her. And what did they do afterwards? Did they feel guilty about it? Did they try to get a teacher to help? No. They sat in their immaturity. They sat in their ignorance. And they continued to just laugh. Just continue to laugh. Like it was nothing. Like these kids have done nothing. They just I, I myself am having trouble completing my sentences because this just flabbergasts me. I don't understand how you can take an individual that has cancer, that has epileptic seizures, and sit there and have them at school, and the only thing these kids can think to do, instead of sitting there and encouraging this girl, saying, "Oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing well. Do you need somebody to sit with at lunch? How are you? Do you need a friend right now? Do you need somebody to talk to now?" These kids are ignorant. These kids are wrong. And they need to be stopped. They sat there and watched as a young girl, no more than 12 years old, had an epileptic seizure. Anybody listening to this that has a relative, a daughter, a young one with epilepsy, and you know how brutal these things can be. I don't specifically, but I know it's pretty bad to trigger that kind of reaction in somebody. It's just awful even to think about right now. And the one thing I keep thinking to myself is, what did the school do? What did the school do? And although I didn't get the answer, although the lady didn't include that in her post, I can only assume the school has done nothing. The school did nothing at that point in time. And I think that's one of the reasons I and other people that I know tell their stories. And I think that's why we at Silence is Screaming, still try to get others to share their stories. Because the one thing that we can do is all come together, all share our stories, and all encourage each other. Like when they said there's safety in numbers, I think with that couldn't be any more true. It couldn't be any truer than what it is, safety in numbers. Get together, share your story, and be uplifted. Because the people around you, even if you don't share it with our group, even if you share it with another group of people, sooner or later, somebody is going to sit there and say, the stuff you went through is wrong. The painful experience you went through is wrong. What happened to you is wrong. And I am here for you. And I am here for you till the end. Because this needs to be stopped. You need to keep thinking positive. You need to be uplifted. And that's exactly what needs to happen. You need to find other people like you. You need to know you're not alone. That's the first thing with bullying to me. Realize you're not alone. Now, don't think of this as, oh, I was conceited. Don't think of it. Don't think of it as you were conceited. Don't think of it as, oh, another strike against me. I was only thinking about me. No, because that bully puts you so hopelessly in that situation. That's all you can really think. That's all you can think about. Is why is this happening to me? Woe is me. Why me? But you know what? Just like these little bullies have a little network together. You usually see 2 or 3 bullies travel in a pack. There are just as many victims, just like you, who are going through the same situation you are. There's a load of Facebook groups on here that can connect with you and help you. And I'm going to give you a few of those resources right now, because the one thing that has at least made me feel better about bullying and the problem of bullying and heal myself is reaching out to other groups and reaching out to other people and telling them what's going on and tell them what happened and sit there and share stories and encourage and grow each other. That's what we all need to focus on, is growing each other. I'm going to give you a few group names right now. The first one is my buddy Travis's, facebook.com/TF Support Networking. That is facebook.com/TF Support Networking. Basically, his page is a bullying and suicide survival group who basically, sorry to say basically again and again and again, but they take stories from those who have suffered from bullying and those who have suffered through the unfortunate wanting of taking their own life, people who have survived both, and they post stories. And then they allow others to come in and post their stories. And then they comment on each other's. And it just kind of gets you a little support group of positive. And that's what everybody needs, is a support group of positive. Look, one man can't win a war. Two men can't win a war. But once you start getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, once you have those groups of people on your Facebook sitting there, making sure every day, or even once a week, oh, hey Jim, are you okay? Are you doing better with your anxiety, your bullying, your suicide problem? People checking up on you. That is what everybody needs. That's the first step. I'm going to tell you, that's the first step. After I left my bully, I was still miserable because I still had all these concocted things in my head. Oh, you're awful. Oh, you're a horrible person. Still, even when my bully and I separated, I still thought all these things. And then as I continued to make my group and build my group, the group myself and my girlfriend co-founded together, that's when I started to feel like people cared about me. Now I have 8 or 9 people, and this is even amazing to me, in my corner, there to support me no matter what, there to check in on me, there to ask, hey, how are you doing today? Do you need to talk about your bully? Do you need to talk about what's going on? Are you angry about something? People that check in on you. And that's just an uplifting feeling. The man that said there's strength in numbers, those couldn't be any truer words. There are no truer words, in my opinion, when it comes to bullying than that right there. Okay? No truer words. I'm going to be honest with you. Another group I want to introduce everyone to, Dave Body. Dave Body actually is the one that got me into doing really the anti-bullying movement. Really helped me create some good shows and really gave me the confidence I needed to create my own little thing, which eventually I did, and I couldn't be any happier for it. Besides being a motivational speaker, this man also has helped mentor younger children, which in itself is, simply amazing. That this man has the time to do this. He has mentored. He has helped parents build cases against bullying. The man has just done everything in the world. He's a great guy to talk to, a very uplifting character. And he just wants to help people. Please take the time to go to www.facebook.com/bodyguards, that is BODDY, guards, and then you're there. Facebook.com/bodyguards united, that is bodyguards united. So that's that's one thing, strength in numbers. I wanted to tell everybody, I have Dave Body, who looks out for me and keeps me positive and keeps me uplifted and keeps me in the hunt to do the positive things I need to do every day. I have my buddy Travis doing the same. I have a few other guys. I want to tell you about another buddy, James Hubbard. Now, I'm not going to sit here telling his story, because he should do that himself. And it's a tremendous story of triumph. But I'm going to give you his Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/Let's Stop Bullying Together. It's a call to action, and it's a call to action we all need to take. Now, I have talked about at the beginning of the show, not feeling like you're alone. Not feeling like you're alone. Get around a group of people who are going to keep you positive and uplift you and help you stand up to the bully and help you with what you need to do. Okay? Whether they're in the actual sense of at the school with you, following you from class to class, and able to, get in the bully's face for you and with you and stand up and help you get past without confrontation, or even if they're people on the phone or on the computer wishing you good luck on a day, anything positive. Anything positive. That's what you need to do. You are the center of the circle. Okay, you're in the center. Then you need to find yourself a circle of people that are positive and care about you. These can be parents. These can be friends. These can be parents' friends. These can be teachers. Just a group of people that are positive and keep you on the right track. I can't tell you. I can't express to you how literally important that one part is. The second thing everybody needs to take into account when dealing with bullying: reporting and documenting. Now, I know with bullying, it's kind of a case of bait and wait, or wait and bait. Really, it's a case of you have to wait till the bully goes too far. And you can't force the bully to go too far. No, you can't set him up, because then that puts it on you. But what you have to do, and, I'll admit, it's an unfair system. It's a very unfair system. To have that these bullies somehow know the lines they're not allowed to cross, and somehow they can cross them. Or, they cross the easy ones. The easy to get away with ones. The ones they won't get caught on. But they refuse to cross the ones that will indefinitely, without a doubt, put them in jail. Indefinitely, without a doubt, will put them away. They refuse to do it for some reason. I've always been told, just like there are smart criminals, there are smart bullies. They know the lines. And for those that don't know the lines to cross, most bullies have empowering parents. Or, parents who are lawyers or come from wealthy families and can say, well, I can get my kid out of that. I can get my kid out of that situation. How dare you talk negatively like that about my child? They don't want to hear it. They are enabling parents. And they're able to get their kid, or they think they have the power to get their kid out of any situation if need be. Even if realistically, to be a good parent, you might as well let your kid get in trouble, learn the lesson, and then be done with it. But, I'm not going to speak too much more about that, because really, Sometimes it's in the parents' hands, where, you're enabling your child by sticking up for them when they are the wrong one, and it's wrong. Okay, and plus, I know it's hard to want to wait. I know as a parent, as a student, as a friend, you've got to be livid inside, waiting for this bully to cross the line so the emotional torture can end. And I'll say I'm there with you. My bully has not crossed that line yet. I have not gotten that the end to my emotional torment yet. Okay, he hasn't paid for what he's done, and he probably never will. Karma might have its way with him one day, but I doubt the law ever will. He's too smart for that. Okay, so please understand, I'm with you here. More needs to be done to stop this kind of stuff from happening, to stop torture from happening, to stop threats from happening, to stop slander from happening. Okay? But the one thing you can do is document. Document everything they do to you. With my bully, I've documented everything. Okay? I've documented messages he has given to my girlfriend, which were mean, uncalled for, and basically no more than harassment. I have also done other ones. Sorry for the beeping, I am on Facebook. Little message notifications pop up. I know it's difficult, but you need to document. Document everything. I documented the comments he said about me. I documented the comments he's made on my blog. I've documented everything he's done. Every comment, every single comment he's made towards me. Every single comment he's made towards somebody else. I've documented. I have it. Okay? And if he continues, just like I hope every last one of you will do, eventually I will pursue charges. Because eventually he will mess up. And I know that's a sad thing to have to wait till your bully messes up. I know you're going through that emotional pain. But that's why we go back to step number one. Step number one, find positive people. You are the center. Circle of positive around you. You're not only think about it this way. If you think you're being too selfish for being in the center of this circle, think about it this way. This is a positive network of people who will not only be connecting with you, but connecting with each other. So think about that. If there's another kid that's bullied, you're putting them in with a group of friends and a group of people in a network that'll be positive for them also. And that's how you get through the emotional torment. Positivity. Put the right people around you. Shove those negative people out of your life. They gotta go. They've got to get out of there. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in a minute. It's actually pretty simple. It's actually severely simple, I will have to say. I don't know if I'm going to give any clues to it. It might be wrong to give clues to the climax of this whole bully blog thing. I don't know what it is. It may be an actual show. Who knows? We're going to try here, okay? We're going to try. The last thing, and we're kind of going against time. I don't mind going against time. I can race time. Getting a little cocky, I know. The last thing everybody needs to do, block these people out of your life. Now, I know that makes it a little bit harder to document everything. I know that. But, what somebody very important told me. If you block it, you don't see it. And that's what you need to do. Block it, don't see it. Somebody gives you a threatening message on Facebook, delete, block, report. Say it with me, everyone. Delete, block, report. That is all that needs to be done. Okay? Because you don't need to deal with that negativity. Every time a bully messages you, that's going back to your old life. That's going back to being their slave. That's going back to letting them influence you, letting them bother you, and letting them have a say in what goes on in your life, and letting them have a say in your emotions. That's not going to happen anymore. We go back to step 1, positivity. We go back to step 2, document. Wait and see. We go to step 3, block, delete, and send to Facebook. There's nothing better you can do. You see them out in the hallway? Avoid confrontation. If they put their hands on you, you have every right to defend yourself. I will give you that. You have every right in God's green earth, on God's green earth, to defend yourself. If you can avoid confrontation after you're done, write up a report. Bring it to the office. Keep a documented copy for yourself. Show this is happening. Keep a journal. Okay, if this isn't happening in school, keep a journal of what's going on. Keep that for documentation. Okay, maybe have a friend that was with you sign and say they were there too. Whatever you gotta do, whatever gets it done. Document, delete, and block. And then lastly, your bully might have other people. This is the one last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here. Your bully might have other people contact you. Might have other people try to get to you. You might get a massive text. You might get a massive emails, massive comments on a picture. Block, delete every last one of them. Consider your bully a virus. I watched this great movie a couple minutes ago before I went on here. Treat your bully like a virus. Treat the people who are helping him as people affected by the virus. Delete, block, document, and then go back to the people in your life that are positive. That's who you need, the positive people, not the negative. You need the positive. Keep positive, keep rocking. Join us at facebook.com/group/silence is screaming. Also, Let's Stop Bullying Together, facebook.com/Let's Stop Bullying Together. We also have TF Support Networking on Facebook. Just look them up in the search bar. And, of course, Dave Body and the Bodyguards, facebook.com/body. That is BODDY. Guards United. Everybody have a rockin' night. Remember, stand up to your bully. Speak up. Stand out. Rock on. Good evening.